Niraj Kapur, welcome to the UpLift Live podcast. Thank you so much for being here. How are you doing today, Niraj?
Lovely to see you as always, John, and keeping absolutely fantastic. Thank you.
Good stuff. Now, you've agreed to be one of our speakers for the second UpLift Live conference, UpLift Live 25. For those who don't know who Niraj Kapur is, let's just have a little bit of potted history of who you are and what you do on LinkedIn, please.
Certainly. I spent my entire life working in sales in London. During lockdown, my life completely changed, and I ended up getting divorced and moving back in with my parents. After my whole life turned around. So what happened was I ended up becoming a LinkedIn trainer after several of my posts went viral on LinkedIn. And I very quickly discovered that going viral doesn't mean you can run a business or be a coach. So I learned a lot of very valuable lessons very quickly under tremendous scrutiny. And now I spend all my days teaching people how to sell better on LinkedIn and also teaching them how to sell better when they're not on LinkedIn.
Yeah, fantastic. And I can see one of your books in the background. We didn't mention that you're a published author. Tell us a little bit about your books, Niraj.
Thank you. Well, it's quite interesting book writing because the first book, Everybody Works in Sales, that became the international bestseller. And 6 years later, it's still selling 50 copies a month. The second book was The Easy Guide to Sales for Business Owners. That was a complete flop and it sells one or two copies a year. If I'm
Okay.
lucky, I think people buy it by mistake. And then the third book is Business Growth, Lessons Learned from Dating, Divorce, and Falling in Love. And that's been fascinating because I took my story of divorce and online dating and turn them into business stories. And that's been a book that people really don't want to read. Or it's a book that when a certain few read it, they go, wow, that was amazing. I've never done anything in my life that's like divided people ever. So that was a fascinating experience.
Nice one. Well, I've published one book and I know how much effort that was. So,
Mm,
congratulations to you for getting three out.
thank you.
And of course, I mean, we've met more than once before, but you were actually in the audience for Uplift Live 24, the first conference. So, tell us a little bit about your experience of watching what we got up to in our first year.
The experience of Uplift 2024 was just incredible. I go to conferences sort of 3 or 4 times a year. And I tend to go to sort of sales conferences or marketing ones or social media. And I do it for two reasons. I do it just to kind of keep my skills sharp to make sure I'm not forgetting anything. And I go there for networking. In an ideal world, I also go there to learn something new. That doesn't always happen, of course, but I do want to learn something new as well. And what I love so much about Uplift Live 2024 was it ticked all three boxes. It wasn't just, a marketing conference, a fluffy little conference where you just go, oh, okay, that's nice to know. If I'm giving up my time and flying to England to attend a conference, stay in a hotel, I want some value. And, afterwards, I was very open in saying on LinkedIn and to everybody I met that it probably is not only the best social media and marketing conference I've been to, it was the best LinkedIn focus event I've been to as well. It was that good. And that's why I was so honored when you asked me to speak in 2025.
No, no, absolutely a pleasure to be hosting you. And you're coming over from Belfast, so not exactly what I would call an international speaker, but it's a short hop over the water, isn't it, to come and join us, and maybe give the audience a little bit of an insight about what they might expect when you take the stage. What kind of topics are you going to be talking about?
The two things that really matter most when it comes to sales on LinkedIn is your mindset before you actually attempt to make the sale. Not a lot of people talk about this or think about this. They'll talk about mindset when times are tough, but they don't talk enough about mindset when it comes to sales. And the second thing is like a step-by-step guide to making the sale. There's no point saying just be authentic. That's not
Mm,
good enough, There's no
yeah.
point saying be yourself or give value. You have to be a bit more granular and you have to give sort of more detailed information on that. So I'll be sending you some good examples of what never to say and what you shouldn't say. And I'll be sharing some examples of what will work well in 2025 and beyond.
Yeah, nice one. Well, step by step and granular is something I'm very very interested in, and having seen you present at the TEDx event, I know that you're a really talented speaker. So we're really looking forward to hosting you. So for anyone who hasn't yet got their ticket, we are still selling early bird tickets at the moment. So if you go to uplift-live.com You can buy your early bird ticket for only £239, and that will get you either an in-person entry to come and join us in Birmingham at Millennium Point, a fantastic venue with a huge screen, comfy chairs, nice food. It's a really, really nice space. Or for the first time, you'll be able to watch a live stream. So if you can't make it to Birmingham, you can sit back and relax and watch us on the day as we go through the 8 main talks plus the Q&A that we're going to be running. And everyone who buys a ticket will also get on-demand access, so you can go and watch back any of the sessions. Everything's captioned, everything's transcribed. So we're really putting a lot of time and effort into making the content as accessible as possible so that you can just take those learnings forward. We're really looking forward to seeing Niraj take the big stage
Thank
and
you.
talk about LinkedIn best practice. So thank you again, Niraj, for joining us next year, and looking forward to seeing you soon.
No,
Cheers.
it's a pleasure. I can't wait. Thanks so much, John.
Wonderful. Speak to you again soon. Thanks, Niraj.